First up is the camera. Now, everyone knows this is kind of the important thing for your particular setup. Hey you, I'm RoySFord, and you there, you're sitting there, you're thinking to yourself, okay, I need help. We can find the right gear for my YouTube life. Your channel is getting good hands though, because you got a guy like me, RoySFord, I'm glad you were here, that has experience in many different levels of video production. I've done commercials, I've done short films, I've acted in short films, I've directed short films, I've made many a video here on YouTube, everything from entertainment to music reactions to everything. And this video right here is to help you. It's definitely to help you and to kind of get you acclimated to what I do from my particular setup when it comes to YouTube. And I think it's important to kind of break everything down into its essential parts. First up is the camera. Now, everyone knows this is kind of the important thing for your particular setup, whether you're using a webcam like this one, or you're using your phone like the Samsung S10 or an iPhone. You've got to figure out what camera you're going to use. For my setup, it's pretty simple. I use a really old Canon DSLR. In this case, it's the Canon 60D. It's an EOS camera. It shoots 1920 by 1080, which is full HD, which is great. And it has control over all the manual settings so that when I do set up my camera, I can really control how it's going to look. In this case, I can control the aperture, the shutter speed. I can control the ISO, how much light is getting in and how much grain is going to be in there. And I can either shoot at 29 frames a second, 24 frames a second, or if I slow the camera down and do something a little bit smaller, make that 720, I can actually shoot this camera at 60 frames a second, which is okay if I'm gonna stretch it up to 1920. It's not that bad. When you think about it, you're at 1080p versus 720, you're not losing that much. But if you're trying to do 4K, it's gonna be a little bit more different. So for me, producing on a DSLR Canon camera like this one, and everything's going to 1080p, which is full-size HD, I'm okay. But this camera's, I've been using it for many, many different things, from still photography to shooting commercials for, you know, everything really. And also you can use this camera handheld to do lots of video. Now, it's probably not the best camera in terms of autofocus when you're doing vlogs. So I would probably, you know, shoot you to something else. But this is definitely the camera that I use. I have plenty of interchangeable lenses, which I can change up the look and the feel and the volume and the focal length and everything on these cameras, which is great because then the camera can be used in many virtual different roles. Next up is sound. You got to get the audio right, my man. And for me, my setup, you know, it varies, depends on what I'm doing. You know, if you're using a webcam, you can use the mic that's built into the webcam. Some webcams actually do have that. You can use that. Or if you're using your phone, there's a microphone already built into it, or you can add an extra lav mic to it or what have you. For my setup, I actually go with a shotgun mic, and everyone's like, whoa, wait a second, what are you doing? Yes, you know it, I use a shotgun mic, mainly a boom mic that's overhead. This mic is a less expensive mic than the industry standard. It is the Sennheiser MKE 600. It is a great shotgun mic for about 300, 330, 340. Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below for you. But this mic, just like any other shotgun mic, will provide that warm sound. Sennheiser is known for providing a Sennheiser sound, at least for me. And so I had to go ahead and get this microphone because it's very versatile. And in this case, I can always boom this mic over the top of my head. As you're kind of watching here, I don't have a lav mic or anything, but the boom mic is right up here. Yeah, you know what? I'll record it on my phone. But as you can see, the boom mic is right above me as I'm doing the audio for this particular video. And that boom mic obviously is powered by a little battery that's on the inside for phantom power. It kind of goes a little bit above everyone's head. And I'll get details into microphones and clips and all that sort of thing, but there's power running to this microphone via phantom power. And for the MKE 600, there's a little power supply. Yeah, you just load a little, you know, AA battery into the back of the microphone and it has power. or you can run power from any audio recording device. Audio device, you ask yourself? Yeah. So the audio coming from the microphone runs into what I have is a audio recorder. Now there are plenty of them to choose from. I just happen to choose this one. It's the Tascam DR60D Mark II. But Roy, don't you have a 60D camera? And are they? No, they just happen to have the same name. It's not that big of a deal. But this audio recorder does a fantastic job. It can also send phantom power. It's powered by, I actually have rechargeable Duracell AA batteries. But you can use those AA batteries, or you can power it off of a USB bank, a little battery bank, or what have you. Or run power to it. Either way, it works, and it does the job by just recording right to an SD card. It's great audio. I can use it versatilely with pretty much any microphone that I want to plug in that's an XLR, and it captures great sound. And when I'm done, I just take the card out, load it right into my computer, and copy the files, and I'm ready to go. Next up is lighting. Now, okay, everyone's like, okay, I gotta go buy some lights. I gotta get these lights and I gotta buy them and I gotta go on. No, okay, slow down, wait a second. Start off by doing natural lighting. Now, a lot of times for my projects, we'll either be outdoors or using the natural light coming in from a window. Whether that window is covered by just a short little veil, or if, you're just aiming the camera at the person on the other side of it. Window lighting is some of the best natural lighting. Of course, sometimes you don't have that as an option. And okay, I understand that. But for this particular setup, I'm using, obviously, there's a window right there. You can't miss that. There's a window definitely right there. You can't miss that window. It's right. Okay. But for this setup, I also have two LED panels, which, I bought them really cheaply. I got the Neewer CN-216 lights, and I diffused them all. If you look here, you will see actually that these lights actually have a little softbox on them. So as I'm standing in front of them, you can see one's here, and then the other one is right here behind me, lighting me up in the back in order to give me a little bit. You see where my hand is? It's just a little bit of light over here on the left side of my head. And it works, especially with these kind of lights. Now, you can get these on Amazon. I'll put a link for them there for you so that you can go and track them down. But again, there are many other lighting sources that you can use that'll fit your budget. These just happen to be a little bit more affordable. They're anywhere. You can get them on eBay for $25.99, or you can pay full price. I think it was something like $39.99 on Amazon. But I'm going to leave a link for you to go down there and check them out. You may want to pick them up. They're kind of, a budget-friendly idea for LED panels. Then up next is the edit. Okay, you do have to edit your footage. It always helps. Now, again, you can do this on your phone. If you're doing editing on your phone, if you're shooting content for YouTube, that's probably the best place to start. Or if you have a computer, use the software that comes with it. If you're on a PC, there are plenty of free options in order to download that you can begin to edit immediately. For my setup, I've been using Final Cut Pro since it came out in 2000. So I started out at Final Cut Pro 1.2, made it all the way up to Final Cut Pro 7. Then, after teaching a class in Premiere Pro from Adobe and got very familiar with that, I just wanted to go back, and I just found it more intuitive to make the switch to Final Cut Pro 10, at least for me personally. So I've been on Final Cut 10 since its launch in 2011. And you see here, I have a MacBook Pro hooked up with a bunch of different hard drives, pulling footage in, doing the edits, making it clean. This video obviously doesn't have that much editing with it. I could probably do it on my phone, but it gives me a little bit more variety, a little bit more tools in order to take the footage, do cool stuff, add cool effects, do color correction. Okay, you know what I mean. Yeah, it just takes it to another level. But again, always work on your level. If you're on iMovie, if you're on the very basics of Adobe Premiere, or if you're finding something even more useful that's free online on your PC, use it to edit your footage. So what it all boils down to is just having the right camera, the right sound, getting your audio right, and good lighting. Obviously, for YouTube, some of the key things is making sure your audio sounds really good. And I can go into details with that for you, but make sure you hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss. I'm going to give you some links over here, right here. You can kind of go and check out ways of setting up your own system or ways that I've done it that will help you produce better video content. Again, I'm here to encourage you. Yeah, to create good content. Link below for all the details. The merch is available, and I don't want you to miss the very next video that goes into so much detail, especially about how to grow your audience. Oh, you don't want to miss that. Guys, thanks so much, and I'll talk to you next time.